Hello, welcome back to Golden Arrow. Last episode we did a bit more of World 5, so we're gonna do the last 3 levels, hopefully all 3, by this episode, and we can move on to World 6. So yeah, alright, let's go. Okay, Angel. We kind of previewed this one last episode a little bit. I realized we know this push actually causes the blue to fall in there. I'm pretty sure that's the only purpose of this. This is the only purpose of that portal. I mean, I could theoretically also try to enter here, but I'm basically stuck once I do that. Anything else entering here is also stuck. We kind of want to be able to do this at the same time a purple arrow falls, which would create a balance. We learned from level 12 in the last world about gunslinging, which is when you have 2 arrows fall towards each other at the same time and at the same distance apart, and so they will land perfectly next to each other. I'm not sure if I can show this off, but okay, let's lose some arrows first, I guess. I'm gonna try and lose this arrow. Ooh, that arrow is not easy to lose. Alright, let's have. I hope we can lose that arrow a bit earlier. Actually, the arrow is kind of hard to lose either way. Alright, let's try here. Okay. So I kind of want that sort of move. Is this a balance? This is a balance. I wanted this balance to be further away. Alright. What I wanted was... I wanted purple to land on here, blue to be here, by pushing away, by pushing this way basically. By pushing away. By pushing away, this blue arrow teleports here and then purple arrow falls in here. I'm sure it's the exact same amount of time. A teleport happens before a fall, right? So when I push this way, purple arrow is here, blue arrow will have teleported here. They each will fall 3 steps to the final goal. So yeah, I think from this position exactly, with a blue arrow here and a purple arrow here, that forms a good enough gunslinging setup. I basically want a balance with a purple here and a blue here. So once again, let's try and lose that arrow. To set up a... Actually, to set up a balance, it's not going to be that challenging, is it? So I want something that looks like this. Somewhat. That's a balance. The only problem is that that balance is a little bit hard to like move around because of this block in the way. I wonder if I can resolve that. How would I form a balance here and here? If blue was here... I guess one way I could have done it is... Yeah, okay, one way I could have done it is... Let's just lose that blue first. I want to start from, I think, here. This goes there. And then by doing this, I get a balance. So just to show you exactly what happens, when I do this, again, this arrow teleports here and then they fall towards each other in balance. And then if I just did this... Well, I need another balance here. Okay, that's interesting. Can I set up a balance that helps me? How would I set up a balance that would help me here? I suppose if... I didn't do this first. If this happened and I managed to get this set up here... I mean, that's not really gonna help, is it? Because yeah, I can do that, but there's no real balance happening anymore. I suppose I can maybe get those arrows over there. Is this something I can make a balance out of? I'm not sure. I guess I'll do this. That's closer to a balance. It's not really a balance. The blue, sorry, the block is just very much in the way. I don't think I can do another gunslinger setup. I might have to use this arrow. I'll have to had that be part of the setup to help me generate a balance here. Although I suppose this move... No. Okay, so I think to create a balance here, I'm gonna have to like do a bit more of a thorough thought. I have to like create a more thorough thought process as to how a balance is formed. This is not another gunslinger setup, I don't think, because, well, that's a setup. The only issue is this setup is a little bit hard to pull off. Like this fails. This would also fail because purple is stuck. And I don't know how easy it is to make this balance move. I think it's gonna be pretty challenging to make this balance move. I can definitely put the balance elsewhere. So like I can put a balance here and I can actually retrieve this 2-length block to use. We know with a block we can move a balance around, right? So maybe here's fine. Yeah, I can definitely move this block around to the back. If I did a bit more Sokoban, I could get these to behave a little bit. Could I have set this up a bit further south? I mean, that's a bit closer, but then the block is very stuck. No, I think the other blue arrow has to be part of the setup as well. Okay. So if we went back to the previous part where the balance was created with the blue arrow and the other purple, which is a long time ago, but we did it at one point before doing all this trial and error with the current 2 arrows. Yeah, okay, here. What else could I have done at this point to help set up another balance? Because to set up another balance is like, this move has to somehow, like, this fall is clearly not valid, right? If there were already a balance here and here, like say these 2 arrows already form the balance here, could I transport this all the way down there? That could be a better option, I think. So we already want a pre-made balance, or pre-made, I just want a balance. Okay. How would I do that though? Another pre-made balance, huh? No. That's not good. I feel like the first step has to be... That also works. That's a balance. Okay. I don't think I can move the balance around very well. If you are a bit lower, I think this would not work. Yeah, we'd lose an arrow. Okay. Could I get this balance to be slightly further to the left? Maybe. This is not good. I get a bit more of a balance here. That's actually a balance. Okay, hold on. So a balance also occurs there, huh? Okay. So let's say I do this move. If I got that move from here, that's a balance. Can that balance be further moved? Yes, by doing this. By doing this here? That's a balance-ish. That doesn't work. Of course it doesn't. Can I use this balance in any way that breaks the balance? That's slightly better. I don't know if I want that. I don't know if this balance is really workable. Can the vision help me? If there were an arrow here, I feel like there has to be just another balance here already. You can't be holding on to... Alright, let's see if I can reset up that thing. So, how do I do it? How did I do it again? Oops. That's not. What did I do for this? Ah, crap. Okay. Was it this? It's like this, but like it's not really. I see a balance, but like I kind of lost exactly how I made this balance work. Okay. Let's try. Let's try. Oh, it's this. Right, but like. Okay. Could this have been done carrying this arrow? I mean, possibly actually. Okay, so can I shift this entire setup down? Shifting a setup down is a challenging part, right? Because we lose an arrow either way. This loses an arrow. This will lose an arrow, but it doesn't because a balance is formed. Impressively. This keeps the balance. Oh my goodness. So that does let us travel downwards. And then I can basically set up what I did, I think. So by pushing upwards here. Actually, if I did this and then this. That's closer. That's closer. Okay, I need to find the setup for the Gunslinger again. I just need to memorize that setup, and I need to see what I can do to modify that. So okay, so let's sacrifice that blue arrow. We don't want to touch that for now. We want to figure out how to make that setup work. It was something like this. And the idea is I push this way and this way. So at this point, where can the other blue arrow be? The difficulty is that the blue arrow can't be resting on this spot. Right? Because if it did, how would I enter here and go push this out of the way? I think this is really interesting. I suppose if I got the blue arrow between the two purples, that could be done, maybe. Okay, so blue arrow in between the two purples. This sets up a balance, this sets up more balance. This actually already allows the purples to be separated somewhat. This is a balance, so that works. Okay. Hold on. Let's see. This move is fine but loses that blue arrow. This move is fine but loses that blue arrow. None of the moves are actually fine. If this arrow were here, how much more balance can I pull off? Where else can I pull off a balance? That's not a balance. That's a balance, yes. Hold on. But this only lets me move like that. I kind of forget if this can actually create a horizontal movement afterwards. I think yes. Yes, we can keep doing this horizontally. So the idea is to now do what? I suppose that separates the arrows further. Okay. See, that's kind of an issue, right? Where this arrow is stuck here now. So I can actually get in there. These two arrows being here are very good. These two arrows being here are less good. Okay, so question, what if I did this? No, that loses. Okay. That's also bad. I kind of wanted this. Ooh, what about that? That splits the arrows up. And this balance is made. These two arrows are still savable. I can move them up and down. Okay, very good. So now before this move, is a balance possible right now? Okay, hold on. Moving this setup over to the left is a bit challenging, I think. Neither of these moves are like particularly good. Although that, I guess that's somewhat okay. I can't really get in there anymore. This is okay, I think. Well, I say it's okay, but like, what does that actually accomplish for me? Accomplishes that, I guess. I don't know why that's good. I mean, another way I could do this is... I could just... I want to say, like, I would like this block to be in the way when I move out. So, like, in one of these two spots. Or, yeah, it's just like, I want it to be taking up these two spots. So that when I let go of the blue arrow, it doesn't immediately go away. And it's technically still savable because this 2-length block is retrievable from here. But I want to say, is that actually possible to pull off? This move is bad. But it's not bad if... Okay, that's a balance. Unfortunately, this move is really bad though. Okay. I think we needed the arrows to be in a bit of a better position. Like, this is technically good, but is it really? No. Okay. I think I need a better setup. Like, before the 2 arrows over here got into a balance, I needed a better setup to make sure that they don't take up the necessary space that I have. Wow, I really went a long way after that. Okay, yeah. Okay. But how else can I do this? If I got this set up... like this? That's interesting. Not interesting enough, but that's interesting. But that can't be saved, can it? That's very interesting. That's a balance, but like, is that a good balance? I don't think it is. What in the world? How in the world did that happen? Yeah, I mean, I want this and then that, but like, clearly something's wrong there. Okay. So I think we're like a bit further from the solution now. It definitely looks like we're further from the solution. This was such a good looking set of moves though. This is such a good looking setup. How else could I have pulled this off? I mean, we don't even know if this is a failure state. It just looks like a failure state. Even though it could entirely be not a failure state. Whenever I pull that up, I'm just like, this arrow just needs to survive somewhere. Can a push up or down ever cause this to fall? Like, at all? I don't think so. I mean, if I did that... this can cause blue to... what can it cause blue to do? I don't know what blue could do after this. Alright. a little bit confusing here as to what happens. Holding a blue arrow, best I can do is, I mean, even if there were already a balance here and here, how would letting go help? You would get a you get a blue arrow here, right? Pushing up is kind of a death state. I'm wondering, is there ever like a movement that doesn't have to be me holding up the blue arrow? What else could it be? Like, the reason why it has to be me, because like I'm the only one who can leave and then leave an empty space behind. Any other arrow... Well... Yeah, no, firstly, there must be a movement this way. So something has to move this way. If something has to move this way, it can't be a fall. Like, a fall can't push. It has to be me. I have to move this way. But in doing this, I need to open up something. I need to allow a fall to occur. So like, yeah, it just has to be me, I think. I'm almost certain it just has to be me. If I were holding an arrow, what else can I do? Can I create another gunslinger? Like, I'm wondering if I could just like... Can I push any block in a way that would allow purple to fall to this point? Purple has to be held up by something, which has to be held up by something. Like, the only way an upward move can get purple to fall is if that upward move also got something below purple to move left or right. So, a blue arrow. What was the blue arrow going to be on to be able to hold up purple? This won't work. You know, there are other ways this could happen, right? We could generate another balance, like, instantly. The difficulty is moving the balance again. I think we already tried that, like, before, didn't we? Yeah, we tried to, like, set up a way to make a balance happen. That doesn't work. I don't think I want to push it there. Yeah, but like, what? What is even happening in this case? What? This arrow needs to do something, I think. don't think that's good. I kind of forgot what I could have done from here. I guess I can do this. That's a balance. That's a double balance. That's so much of a balance as a double balance. Ah! Don't do that. That's another balance. Oops, I undid that balance. What am I doing? I mean, I feel like I've shifted that to the right in a much easier manner. But that's okay, I guess. Yeah. I didn't want it to be that far out. So something like this. Yeah, okay, okay. There's no way to continue from here though. You can create a lot of balances from here, but like none of the balances are actually useful. Because there must be something here. Like the main difficulty after this is actually also somehow being able to push this block to the right. We haven't done that yet. I don't know if it's possible. It's somehow not easy enough to push this block to the left, I mean. Why is it so difficult to do that? I don't ever want to get that arrow there. If this arrow wasn't here... Okay. So this move is interesting. This move does let me push this over to the right. That could be very interesting. Because now every arrow is still theoretically somewhat accessible. Or most other arrows are. How does this create a balance? I don't know. We can still move this entire setup around, which is really interesting. I don't know how I got here, but that works. Okay, firstly, yeah, how do you create a balance at this point, even with another arrow helping out? It's like... Isn't it a balance that I want here? I think it's a balance that I want. I don't even know how I could get my... Like, even if I were holding something here, I don't think that's possible for me. Like, the only way to get you in here is to push left or right, but the only way to get you in here is to push left or right. Is to push up or down, right? I mean, that's a balance. It always is a balance. I have more things to work with now, so like technically... that's a balance I can replace an arrow with, but I don't want to replace the balance, I want to move it. Move the balance. that balance is a bit easier to work with. Oh, ooh, look at this move. So a pre-made balance here allows me to move up and down to let go to release you. Oh, that's really interesting. If I pre-made this balance a bit lower, which I think I can do by simply pushing this down. That's a pre-made balance. It's a pre-made balance that's a bit tougher to work with, but I think this pre-made balance doesn't let go. Right, this block has to be a bit higher up. Okay. So like, it's like this kind of. But then the balance has to be a bit further to the left. Alright, can I actually pull that off? I don't know if I can. I think this works, but it's a bit higher, right? Yeah. This being lower doesn't make the balance happen. Somehow that works as a balance though. Okay. I'm gonna put you there first. I wonder if I can move the balance. Yeah, but the problem is that if I move this down here, this arrow gets stuck. Okay, so where else do I want to balance again? I want the balance here. Okay, so next question. Let's try to set up this balance here. That's valid. I probably want to move this out of the way first. Can I push this balance in? What does this do? That replaces the balance. That makes sense. So I want... what move do I want? Actually, is that even possible? Hold on. If this were here and here... Wait, yeah, no, I don't think this is possible. Hold on. We got very close, but I don't even think this is possible. So if the setup were... here... I would see this move, right? Ooh, yes. If the blue was on me right now, and the blue was on me when I made the initial fall. Oh, okay. So if I can set this up while also preparing for this balance. Okay. Okay. We got some more really cool stuff going on. I like this. So this. We need two balances at once, and those two balances are fine for us to create. Okay. So balance number one is this. Ooh, balance number two is a bit harder to make though, while this balance is there. Can I get that balance already? Okay, hold on. Hold on. See if I can make this breaks. This is bad. This is fine. This is slightly better. If I had this here, okay. This is one balance. Can I set up the other balance right now? Okay, I think what I want is this arrow here and that. That's one balance. This allows the other balance to be created. Oh my goodness, I think we have it. Yep. By pushing this here, that's the second balance. Alright, two balances. Two balances with this block in this spot where I want it exactly. What can happen is that when I do this for the first Gunslinger, I can set up a second Gunslinger like that. So this block, this setup is the exact setup we looked for just now, right? We wanted this arrow to be on top of me, which was possible by doing that. So by pushing up, Gunslinger number 2. Wow! That is a very cool solution. I like that a lot. Okay, we spent quite a long time on that. I think that's gonna be it for this episode. I can't zoom on this one either. Alright, this looks like a big project as well. In fact, they all look like big projects, so we'll see what we can do for this one next episode. Until then though, I'm just gonna be happy enough to have solved 14. This one was deceptively simple, but there was definitely more going on here than I thought. Alright, that's gonna be it for this episode. Until next time, hope you guys enjoyed the video. See you guys next time. Bye bye.